Hello everybody, my name is TechReal and welcome to another episode of Blues Clues News. Before we get to the actual new stuff, I want to mention two things that I forgot to talk about in the previous video. Why didn't I mention them last time? Because I'm dumb, and I forget things, and it's hard to remember tiny little details when they're surrounded by many big details. So, oops, here we go. Let's talk about them now. The first detail, which I really cannot believe I actually forgot to talk about because he was staring me right in the face, is this little email boy, because he is adorable. He is a little new addition to the mail song, as I believe I even showed a picture of him in the last video, because I didn't realize until after recording that I didn't talk about him, and I was like, it's confusing. Anyways, enough talking about how I forget things, on to the actual email boy. So yeah, it's interesting to see the email actually coming out of the phone, and then actually showing the email, even though that, afterwards it shows that it's on the phone anyways. So it seems like a weird little addition, but I'm really not complaining about this email boy, because again, he is adorable. And I'm wondering if the fact that he has a face is actually going to play into something eventually, like if he's maybe going to say something, or sing along, or, do anything. It seems like a bit of a weird thing. Like, I don't know why they gave him a face if he wasn't going to sing, other than maybe the fact that, otherwise it would have just looked kind of weird, and they wanted to give him a face just to sort of make him more friendly looking, so I don't know. Just a weird little design choice. Not that I'm complaining. He's cute, it's a cute little addition, and I am excited to see him in every episode, and maybe eventually see him do something, because that'd be neat. The second thing I forgot to mention is actually a part of the same exact video, and it's a bit of an inconsistency / continuity error. You see, earlier in the scene, there's nothing outside the window, it's just a little hill in the houses, there's no mailbox to be seen. And then, suddenly as Josh is skidooing, there's mailbox, just sort of sitting out there outside the window, just existing all of a sudden out of nowhere. A bit creepy that he just sort of pops into existence. I'm hoping they're going to fix that before the show comes out, because that's just very strange and doesn't make even a lick of sense. So let's just cross our fingers that Mailbox isn't just a creepy little teleporter. So, yes, okay, now that I've gotten everything that I think I've forgotten out of the way, let's move on to the actual new stuff. Today we have a couple pieces of news, nothing too crazy like it's been lately, so today should be a nice chill episode that should hopefully be a little less than the normal 40 minutes as of late. Because, you guys have been liking them, but they're a pain to edit. So, to start off the news, we have a Instagram post from an account named StarsQA, where it shows that apparently a young girl by the name of Ava Augustin will be the voice of our favorite little clock, Tickety, so that's pretty neat. We got a little, very tiny snippet of her voice in the last video from the Old MacDonald clip. So, nothing really much to say about this, so moving on. Next, we have a very short little promotional clip where Josh sort of breaks the fourth wall of Instagram, steals an emoji, and plays his little signature guitar. It's a very cute clip. And, again, not much to say about it, just that it's really cool. And it shows a little bit of the instrumental of the Blues Clues new theme song, so that's neat. Next up, we have this amazing, beautiful, wonderful set photo with Steve, Joe, and Josh showing the evolution of Blues Clues hosts. These guys are the best. How can you not love all of them forever? There's not too much to this image analysis-wise or really even detail-wise, because it is just sort of a funny behind-the-scenes moment, but there are two things that I could, sort of call to attention. One would be the fact that Steve is wearing shorts and white shoes, which seems like it's not really a part of his outfit. So either he doesn't have a bottom half to his outfit and his, role in the show is just going to be through video calls and we're not going to get an actual, appearance of him outside of the phone anytime soon. Or he's just shooting the part with him on the phone today and, there was no reason to put on anything below that because nothing else would be seen. So it's still sort of up in the air whether or not he's going to be showing up, in the real Blues Clues world at some point. So, by that I mean outside the phone. It's so hard to clarify that, but, yeah, I don't know if he's going to be showing up. It's still sort of up in the air, although the fact that he doesn't really have anything, costume below the belt is a little bit concerning. The only other real thing to notice is that Joe's shoes have a present design on them, and I'm assuming the other one has a present design on the other side, so that's pretty neat. Yeah. Yeah, again, not really much to say. Very chill news today, not too much analysis to go into it, until we get to the video clips, which we're moving on to now. This first video, which is actually the newest on the Nick Jr. channel, is called How to Play Blues Clues, Sing Along to the Lyrics, New Series Blues Clues, New Nick Jr., you know, all that junk. Basically, this is a, not exactly even a preview, but the entire full-length version of the How to Play Blues Clues song, or the Play Blues Clues song, or the rules song, you know, when they sing after they figure out they're going to be playing Blues Clues, you know, that one. Yeah, it's a big old lyric video, and they, you know, now we can see some of the changes to the full song. So the first and biggest change is the tone and the tune of the music. The instrumental is completely different, and the way that Josh sings it is very different from the original version, as we mentioned in the little behind-the-scenes clip where he was singing it. One of the more, like, I don't know if I want to say controversial decisions that they made, one of the ones that seems like a bit strange, even though I don't personally mind it too much, is what they did to the, you know, the think part, which I'll play real quick right now.
Sit down in our thinking chair and think.
Yeah, they really shortened that thing up. It came and went pretty fast. And one of the weirder things that I noticed is that he just sort of summons his guitar out of nowhere during that segment, which, I mean, like, it's fine. It's not bad. It doesn't make no sense, but it's just like out of nowhere. It's like, boom, boom, guitar, nowhere, magic. So, yeah, just a little weird thing for me. But, I don't mind the change to the think segment. It's fine. It's really fast. It's like blink and you miss it fast. But, I mean, it, like, saves time, sounds good to me personally. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So, you know, that's my opinion. I will say I do have one major nitpick with the whole, you know, sequence here, which is just a small thing. It's not too big a deal, although it's a little bit weird that, like, considering that they might not do it. During when, you know, he says, we gotta find another paw print, as you see in the original show, Blue's paw print comes up on her paw. In this one, it doesn't. She holds up her paw, but there's no paw print, which is very strange to me that they did that. Like, why are you not showing her paw print when she's talking about her paw print? That sort of seems like the time to do that. Like, why would you just show an empty paw? I don't know. I'd like to assume that this is going to be just one of those animation errors or one of these just things that they forgot to add and they're going to show in the actual show, because this is obviously mainly just like promo stuff, you know, with all the little stickers and the lyrics and the fact that they're in promo world, quote unquote. So I'd like to think that this is just one of those things that maybe is just sort of like this now, and in the show it'll be like it's supposed to be, or at least what I think it's supposed to be, but if not, I mean, it's not a huge thing. I'll get used to it, but like, it'd just be kind of weird to not do the paw print thing, because it's, I mean, why wouldn't you do it? And honestly, if I had to say one more little tiny little nitpick that I have, it's not even a big deal, but during the ending of the song, you know, if you use your mind, blah blah blah, that part, Blue is barking along, and it's cute. It is, but it's also a tiny bit distracting. Because I'm like trying to hear Josh and suddenly I hear like her barking along. It's cute. It's adorable. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's a teeny tiny bit distracting. I love it, but I also find it a bit distracting. Don't kill me. I just find it a little distracting. Overall though, I really like this new version of the song. It's catchy. It's been stuck in my head a lot lately. It's not bad. It has the same sort of vibe as the original, more or less, even though the tune is very different. It's very different, but the same, which I think is something you could say about a lot of things on this show, like the graphics, the sound. It's all very different while sort of still keeping in touch with the original, so, I mean, it's working out for me. I can see myself listening to this and really enjoying it episode after episode, so, yeah. Good job, Nick Jr. and people who worked on the song. Alright, moving on to the last piece of news for today, and wow, according to my calculations, we're only like 9 minutes in? Oh my god, last piece of news and it's not nearing the 30-minute mark? I can't believe it. Anyways, the last piece of news to talk about today is a video by the name of Blue's Clues' new series trailer plus visiting Joe's present store. Yeah, at this point, this clip is kinda sorta old news, but you have to understand, these things just sort of tend to happen as I'm uploading Blue's Clues news. Like, this clip came out like a day before Blue's Clues news last came up, and it's just, I can't keep up with the news sometimes. They just sort of come out. It's difficult. If I had included the last one, it would have been an hour-long episode. I had to divide it. But, yeah, but now we can talk about it now. So at least, better late than never. So, let's get talking. So the video itself is mainly a preview of the upcoming remake of Blue's Birthday. But before we get to that, there is a promo that starts this video off that shows a lot of interesting little clips. A few of them just sort of repeat things that we've already seen, so I'm just going to be talking about the ones that have new information in them. First off, speaking of Blue's Birthday, we have a little shot from Blue's Birthday where we see Turquoise? What are you doing there? You can't be Blue's gift. You can't be, because you already belong to Blue. What? Yeah, this is a little concerning, because as we all know, Blue already has a turtle named Turquoise, who, kind of entered the series a long time ago on this exact same episode, so what the heck is she doing getting Turquoise again? I have a slight theory of what could be the case, which is a bit of a stretch considering that this is a young children's show, so including what I'm about to say would be a little concerning. But if I had to say what could maybe be the reason is that maybe, between, the past and now, Turquoise maybe, kicked the bucket and this is a replacement? Yeah, it'd be a little weird to have, turtle death in this show and just have that be a thing. Because I don't think any episode ever of this show has ever even gotten close to the subject of death, because why would they ever do that? But that's really the only thing that I think it could be. Other than that, maybe this is just sort of a look-alike turtle that would be Turquoise's friend, in which case I have to ask, why would they make it the exact same color? Like, I don't want to believe that they would forget that Turquoise was added, or just sort of, not even forget, because this is exactly Turquoise, so they would have to have just disregarded the fact that this is a continuation of the original series, and just giving Blue Turquoise again, which I'm going to try to have faith that there is a reason for this, have faith that this is not a horrible continuity error in the series. So, we're just gonna have to hope, because it's not looking too great at this very moment. Let's just keep our fingers crossed for now, and just, oh god, please don't ruin this for us, Turquoise. Next up, we have a bit of a confusing clip, as this shot is very, very similar to this shot from the dress-up video. They seem very alike in a lot of ways, considering that both have Josh looking at the poppin' for the first time, in shock, near the snack table, with the frame, with the snacks. So it seems like this could potentially be a reshoot of the same shot, with some minor visual differences, Josh now being on the left, the poppin' on the right, slight different reaction. But I don't think that this is just a reshoot. I think there is some evidence to suggest that this is a completely different episode. In fact, I would say exactly that this would be the second episode of the show. You see, the thing about this shot is that even though the frame is still very suggestive of snack time, the snack table itself doesn't have the snacks on it. As you can see, there's no graham crackers or napkins like there are in the original shot. So, if they're not there, then maybe it's not that episode. But then, of course, you would say, but Tech Reel, what about this frame? It still has the snacks. And to that I say, yes it does, but you see what it also has? A cup of milk now. The reason I really highlight the glass of milk is because that is the answer to the first episode, Snack Time / Meet Josh. So my theory is that this is actually episode 2, which would explain why his reaction looks a little bit less shocked than the original. And that at the beginning of this episode, the frame shows the sort of snack time frame plus the milk to sort of represent Josh's first win, his sort of first completed game of Blue's Clues from the episode prior, just to show a little continuity, represent the fact that this is, still all very new for Josh as he's continuing, and maybe it could even potentially be a theme for the frame to show off the answer to the previous episode of Blue's Clues at the beginning of each new episode. It's a bit of a loose theory, but I don't know, it seems like it could be possible. Next, there's a quick shot of Josh singing the Play Blue's Clues song, while in the background there is a specific new frame, one with a big ol' bush, and seemingly in the background some sort of playground, so possibly some sort of park that they might skidoo in this episode? I don't know. We'll have to wait. Yep, that's all there is to say about that one. Next, we get a little scene from Snack Time where the straw clue is evading Josh's gaze, or in English terms, he's just trying not to be seen. I don't know why I say things so convoluted. This mimics a scene in the original Snack Time, and it also shows that in the reboot, some clues will be able to move around, just like in the original show. Which, I guess I never really truly doubted, but now it's nice to have a little confirmation that it will be happening, so yeah. The last shot of note is Josh looking over and thinking about the clues, with them floating over his head, just like in the original show, and these clues obviously being from the episode Snack Time / Meet Josh. Nothing really much to say about this one, just looks cool, so nice. Finally, the promo bit is over, and we move on to the actual clip / preview of Blue's birthday. The first thing to notice is a new birthday song for Blue that sort of takes the place of the original sort of birthday candle dance song thing from the original episode. I don't know what it's called. Just, the original birthday song. So far, it's hard to tell if this actually does take the place of that, or if they're gonna both be featured in this episode. Either way, though, it does have a nice sound to it. I'll play a quick clip of it now.
Happy birthday, Blue. Happy birthday to you.
And yeah, sounds good. And I'm wondering if we're actually gonna get a full version of that along the episode, or if it's just that short. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. We go over to help the Shaker family fix the cupcakes, which are missing some sprinkles, just like in the original episode, although now we get also paprika and cinnamon in this shot, where he, gets that fist bump that we talked about, which, again, weird but cute. Oh, and I don't remember if we saw this up until this clip, but he says yo. I don't know why that is worthy of mention, but I just found it slightly odd. Cute, but odd. We follow Josh outside to see the invitation that was left out there that Blue made, which very well mirrors the original birthday invitation, basically almost identical to the original one, although in this one they just sort of scribble instead of actually writing the words, which is a little strange, but otherwise it's an adorable invitation. And if you look over in the background, you'll notice a familiar little character, the snail. He / she / it, I don't know the snail's gender. We'll just call it it. It looks adorable. It looks a little bit different from the original show, given the fact that, in the original show it seems more like the snail is just sort of one continuous line, whereas in this one, it's very obvious where the snail starts and the shell starts, and, Also, it has a little birthday hat on. It's adorable. I'm really liking the new snail. I'm wondering what it's going to look like when the hat comes off and when the antenna come out to play. What am I saying? I don't know. Moving on. We continue on and see Josh finding the first clue of this episode, green, which again sort of pushes towards the turquoise thing, that him being the answer, or a turtle. Maybe not turquoise, just a turtle. And we can see, of course, now with both shots that, that original theory that Joe could possibly be the answer, completely dead. It's been butchered. It is no longer. So, welp. Oh well, not all theories pan out. But anyways, back to the clip. As you can see, the paint clue in this one doesn't hop around like it does in the original, which is a strange little thing. Not really a big deal because, it doesn't have to be identical to the original, but I don't know, just seems like it was weird that they didn't do that because, we know that there are going to be moving clues now because of the straw, so, I don't know, just a weird little detail. We next see Josh finally drawing a clue, which is something I know at least I've been waiting to see for a while now. A scene in which we get the sort of clue drawing music, which sounds very good, very like bass guitar-y, I think. I don't know instruments. And also, during the scene where he's drawing, you can very much hear like the noise of the crayon against the paper, which I don't know if it was really that, noticeable in the original series. I guess I just didn't notice it. But here it's very noticeable, and I kind of wonder if they're doing it in order to sort of like do a sort of ASMR thing, since that's been sort of the craze as of late, those satisfying noises, and I wonder if this is sort of contributing to that, because I guess drawing on paper is a relatively satisfying noise. Additionally, just a little nitpick, the crayon's paper is about to fall off. It just does not look like it's holding up. Not a big deal, just something I noticed. The clue floats above Josh's head, and thank the lords it's not a singing clue, because I did not want those to come back. I know a lot of people who did not want those to come back, and they didn't come back, so thank you. Thank you, Nick Jr. gods. The other thing to notice about this clue as it's floating over Josh's head is that it has a sort of sparkly border. It actually kind of reminds me of like glitter glue, just sort of surrounding the border edges of this drawing. And actually, if you notice the earlier scene where the clues from Snack Time are floating above his head, those clues also have a sparkly border. It is a bit less noticeable, but if you do look close, it is there. So it's an interesting little thing, and it doesn't look bad, not really distracting, it's just kind of a nice little addition. We get a little shot of Josh and Blue at the table, a shot wherein Paprika takes a selfie, which I mean, okay. It's not a problem. Just weird to see beloved childhood characters taking selfies like Instagram people. So, it's. We then see Josh sneak away in a very interesting scene wherein Joe from the picture frame tells Josh to come over to the present store. So, looks like my theory in the previous video does hold up and is completely confirmed, as Joe, J names are confusing, as Joe is officially now in this episode due to his ties to the present store. And according to the title of the video, it might be his present store. He does even say, come to his present store, so maybe he owns it? I don't know. I thought he just worked there, but maybe he bought the present store. Maybe this is his whole business now. I don't know. Josh skadoos over to the new present store, which looks a lot different than the present store ever has, but in a good way. It all looks really cool. Very new and interesting and bright and colorful and fun and playful and other words to describe it. We see Josh going over to some stuffed animals, or rather as he calls them, stuffies, which I don't even know what to say about that. It's fine. It's not an issue. I just don't hear people calling them stuffies, but okay. I don't even know why I brought it up. It's just something that I don't know. It's just something that caught me off guard when I first saw it. So, yep. Anyways, he looks at the quote-unquote stuffies, and we find and purchase the one that we saw in that one clip, the rainbow puppy, because as Josh says in this clip, Blue loves rainbows. So I guess now in the reboot, she just really loves rainbows for some new random reason, which, I mean, I can't blame her. Rainbows are cool. I like rainbows. Yeah. And that is where the clip ends. So, big little preview for this new upcoming episode, and as usual, all looks good. I will say I got a little bit unnerved / worried when I saw another big preview come out, because it feels like they're spoiling a lot of the show before the show comes out. And I know it's for kids, so primarily, so they're not going to really care as much about spoilers, but I guess as an adult watching the show, as odd as that is, well, actually not even, because I know a lot of people who do, it's just annoying to see spoilers come out, this much. Though I will say, a point to me that was brought up by a friend is that the spoilers, the big clips that have been coming out, have mainly, or in fact only, been for episodes that are remakes. And when it comes down to it, even though there's some new stuff, we all know the ending to Snack Time. We all know the ending to Blue's birthday. We know how this goes. So as long as they don't spoil any of the newer content, assuming that it's not all just remakes, I guess it is just kind of fine that they're just, spoiling all the stuff that we already know. So let's just hope that they keep with that pattern, because if they start spoiling new stuff, that's where I'm going to start being a little a little bit uneasy, because even though this whole series is basically spoilers, there is a sort of limit where it's like, okay, I mean, I still want to be kind of surprised though. Like that Steve and Joe clip, even though it was amazing, there was a part of me that was like, man, if it would have been cool if I had just like watched the episode and happened upon that scene for the first time while seeing it. But you know, I can't really complain because it's fueling the show, and I'm still having fun looking at the spoilers, so it's no big deal. But anyways, yes, that is all the news for today, and overall, as usual, it all looks amazing, and I am very, very excited for the show to come out, and we're getting closer. It's September now, we only have 2 more months to go, and we are there. The countdown clock is going strong, and yeah, we're getting closer. Getting more and more interesting news, more and more clips and previews, and yeah, it's happening, people. We're getting there. Before I end the video, I'd just like to give another little shout out, as usual, to the peeps over at the Blues Clues News server. You guys are amazing as always, and help me find all the news. You guys are awesome, and I'm running out of things to say on these little shout outs, but you know what? You deserve the shout outs anyways. You're awesome. Love you guys. That's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.